Dark glasses. Dark glasses. See, we're getting it hot. It's just starting to melt. I'm going to turn the oxygen up. You start seeing, there's a separation right there. I'm melting off the weld and I'm going across. I'm trying to get the most of the weld and keep that separation going. You can come back. You can come back up here. When you lose your heat, you got to turn it back down, get it hot again, and take a little bit of that weld off. I don't want to grind that. If you get a little nick in the base metal, it's not a big deal. I'll answer all the comments and questions at the end. Just list them. I'm going to have to adjust my. I've got to adjust.
We go along. So what gas pressure?
Not for long because I got to put my gas mask on.
Okay.
I'm not joking around, guys. I do not like.
Why are you using a number 3 over a scarfing rip?
Because I don't. It's not something I'm going to go dig around and find. I just need to wash this one plate. It won't take that long, you know. I mean, we're almost done, so I didn't want to go to a bunch of trouble for one thing that could be done with a number 3. Now, you don't have to have a washing tip or scarfing tip. It is better if you're going to do a bunch of it. You're going to do it all day. Absolutely, you need to have all everything right. But if it's just one piece of I-beam, you know, off a piece of 1-inch plate, just do it real fast. And normally I would get away from it just a little bit, get it hot, and I get back here and I start touching the trigger just a little bit. If you're taking a gamble when you do that, it'll cut into that base plate. Kind of chew off some of it. But he's right. The right tip would make this go much faster. I know if I was in the field and I needed to do this real quick, I would just do it. I wouldn't bother trying to go find my tip that may or may not be clean rolling around the box. I guess I'm trying to show people how to do this with the stuff they already have. And really a scarfing tip is bent. It's bent a little bit on the end, and it has a much bigger hole for the oxygen. If it's a little too dark, I'll try a different lens when we go across that side. Let me know in the comments if it's a little too dark. All right, we're gonna flop this over. Oh, that's awful. Oh man, can't see nothing.
I know I was trying to shine a flashlight.
All right, well, try it one more time, guys. I did not know. I just thought it would be a cool thing to do live, but not if you can't see. That's the bummer. Hey, stand by. We're going to fix this before you can see. Bear with me. If you have any questions or comments or people reaching out in the comments, if you can't see it good, I hate bad audio and I hate not being able to see. This is a cutting lens.
Can I read you a comment real quick?
Over, yeah.
Said, I overcame my fear of welding over mill scale thanks to this channel. His name is Scooby-Doo. He said, when I started welding, I could soak metal in vinegar and grind it and all that, and I attributed that to me getting better. Anyway, so he said, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Welding over mill scale. It's not the best, but you can do it. Not something I spend a lot of time on. Can y'all see that better? Good. There's a hole in it right here. I'll blow it out, but it's got a lot of trash in it. I guess it's a center hole for switch sides. You know that oxygen knob? The knob right on the side of the torch right here? Start letting it get hot, and as it gets to where you want to cut it, start easing it on. good. Trying to get this camera right. I'd knock that flag off there. Get as much off as you can. The more you can do here is holding a torch and watching metal melt. There's less you have to do with a grinder that, it's not much fun. After we finish this one run here, I'm going to take it over there and hit it with a grinder. Kind of see what it looks like. And then we'll visit a second. A bigger torch tip would go a lot faster. Almost finished. We go back up here and take your eyes off. Anywhere there's a big clump, you can come back and just hit it a little bit. Now that's, if you do too much, you'll get into the base metal. I think we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. So stand by. I'm gonna move everything over to the grinding area. I think you'll really enjoy the grinding area. It's a mag base. Set everything down here. Mag base for grinding on small things. If you've got a plasma table, this is a necessity. your small items. Flip the mag base on, and you can really grind them good. We're not going to need it for this 1-inch plate, but this is where the grinding happens. We might even use this because this is part of the grinding table. We'll have a regulator right there and a holster for our slag remover, place to hold the plate, and it all slides away if I want it to. So let me move our plate over here and we'll knock the slag off and see how we did. It really doesn't take that long, guys, when you're... Yeah, go ahead.
Someone said same result if you were to use a scarfing tip.
Yes, true. True. Same result. If you're going to use what you'd call a scarfing tip or gouging tip, it'd be the same. It would be better, actually. A scarfing tip would be better, but I'm trying to get across the point that you don't have to have that stuff. You know, you can be, as long as it's a big tip and you're trying to get the job done, you know, you don't know if your big tip's clean. I don't do much scarfing, as they call it, but I do a lot of work, and if you don't have to do a lot, then not worrying about it's not a big deal. Just grab the tip you got and do it. If you grind galvanized like you would regularly use an angle grinder with a guard and a handle, this is for your viewing pleasure, it'll start to gald. See that gray? It'll get hot and it'll start to just gald it up. I don't know another way to say it. It puts a coating on it and it won't cut anymore. It will not cut. You have to, if you're in a pinch, you can take your file. This isn't a file, but I don't have one handy actually. Let's see, I got something. Hey, if I didn't have a file, I would grab something sharp that was heavy, and I'd take my grinding disc, if it was galded over and not cutting anything, and chip it. Put those little chip marks in it all over, a bunch of them, and it'll bring your grinding disc back to new when this gets glazed over on the edge. When it happens here, you're going to have to dress it somehow when it happens, and it will. So, I don't know if you can see that, but we're getting close. A little bit more grinding, we'll visit in the comments section. Take the tip of your grinder, the edge of it, let it hop around and eat. Man, it's so much faster. Now, if we were doing something other than a log splitter, see, I'm about to grind this way and this is in the way. It's going to bounce, sparks are going to hit that and bounce back on me. See, watch. It's hitting those and they're shooting off everywhere. So move that stuff. Try to get it to where it goes away. It doesn't bother anybody. Did you hear it just start eating? Did you hear that? That's a good thing. That thing is fixing to chew. See how rough it is? That's what I like. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to like, but that's what I like.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What kind of disc does Chris use?
Oh, these are, I'll take you to the disc section. That's a good question. It's a good question. I don't recommend using the disc from the Far East. if you can buy some decent disc, like, as far as, let's start with Metabo blades. Metabo slicer, man, those are great. The more name brand you can get, the better off you're gonna be. Grinding disc I use every day, hang on. It's gonna be, well, that's fine. That's a good one. Norton's a good one. I have no complaints. There's another one, it's got a blue, that's a Norton. And some of these, a good friend of mine gave to me. All those are Norton. But blue, here's one, that's what, a Blue Fire, Norton, it's another Norton. So I guess the answer is Norton. I didn't know that. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of grinding disc. He was on a big job and they had a bunch of them left over, and he gave me a couple boxes, and they've lasted me a long time. So Nortons are.
Kenneth said I've used Norton in the past and I've never had a problem with them. So there you go.
There you go. All you gotta do is get in the comments, man. Kenneth, is that who it was?
Kenneth said.
There is a wealth of knowledge in the comments.
There's a guy who's 18 years old that's breaking out, and he said, please give me more information. His name's Roy.
Roy, all right, I guess, have y'all seen enough of this? I mean, let me finish the project here. I've got, trying to figure these welding live streams out, because I think it's cool to do things live. Because you know what? Not many people can do what they portray. It's hot and it's heavy. That's what little bit of grinding we did. We just like a little bit more. Guys, we're talking 5 minutes. I mean, I was moving the camera around and doing all kind of stuff, and it didn't take very long. Yeah.
Question. Roy says, should I join a union or go to school for a little and follow through with my business?
Should you join a union? I never did. I kind of want to leave it at that. Unions were a good thing a long time ago. They did a lot for the working man. But something happened, like it does to all good things, and the unions started bankrupting people, and it really just, it seemed like it became not what it used to be. My father went through the union, and I just didn't, I thought about it, heard a lot of good things and how much money everybody's making and all this stuff. And I called the guy. This is what kind of sealed the deal for me. I was just breaking out. It's hard to find somebody to help you when you're just breaking out. And I bought a machine, my first machine, from a welding shop. And the guy that had the machine was in the union. Well, I didn't know, I didn't care. I said, man, can you tell me how it acts? Can you tell me how it works? I mean, how does it run a 60-10? He said, I can't tell you nothing. Are you in the union? I said, no, sir. He said, well, if you're not in the union, you can't do this. And I just hung up the phone on him. He was just unable, did not want to help, didn't care about anything but what he thought. Turns out he got discharged from the union for some reason, and now I'm sure he's not singing their praises. But no, I didn't do a union, but I don't really hold anything against people that want to do that. I guess I'm a scab. Go
A
ahead.
few more? All right, said 3M Cubitrons are probably the best, Richard said. Do you know what that is?
Anything 3M is awesome. I bet he's right.
Okay.
3M is good stuff.
Another guy
I'll try
said,
it though.
do you have any tricks for torch cutting 1/8 and thinner? Or 1/8 unless I go really
Tricks.
fast, it tends to weld back together.
Okay, tricks for cutting
Do
thin
you
plate
have
with
any
a
tricks
torch.
for torch cutting 1/8 and thinner?
Got it. So when you get, below 3/16, triple aught tip, oxygen set on 40, acetylene set on 7.5. You could move your oxygen up a little bit, give you a little more pressure to blow it out of there. That would help. You can angle your torch tip a little this way and try to blow it out. The faster you can cut it. Oh, a clean tip, man. If you're doing anything with a torch, the tip needs to be clean, and that's what cutting this galvanized. It messes my torch tip up so bad. It's just it really messes them up to where they're never the same, because every time you clean it, it's not what it used to be. If that makes sense. So you can clean it 100 times and it's just not a very good tip. It's a decent tip, but it's not that. You can drill them and do all that kind of stuff, but man, the more you can lightly use them and polish them and stay away from hot stuff popping back on them, the better off you'll be. When you're doing if you're doing thin plate, that seems to be a lot of the questions I get is about thin material. Several of them. I'm going to say plasma cutter, and that's going to be, or that saw. I've got a saw right here. Stand by. This thing's got a long cord on it. This Milwaukee saw, I'm not affiliated with them, okay? But it's a metal saw with a carbide tip blade. It will rip through. It does better on thicker stuff. Grading, that bar grading we put on cellar covers and man walk stuff, it is the best thing to cut that. If something happened to this, which is long in the tooth now, I would go get another one if I only used it to cut grading. But going back to thin plate, that's an option. If you have to use a torch and that's what you're comfortable with, that's what I use all the time unless it's super thin. Turn your oxygen up, move fast, angle the tip. If you screw up, something pops back, get off of it. Don't get it too hot. If you get it too hot, it's just going to get worse and weld back together and you'll be hitting it with a hammer and then it looks bad. And it's thin. It's thin stuff's hard to work with. I hope that covers the question. Metabo is a good way to cut really thin metal. Anything else?
No, they're just talking about galvanized. It's so chemically dangerous, which you brought on that.
Yes, I want to show you the mask I've been using.
They said
Let me get this mask.
And they like that you're answering their questions.
Well, I enjoy the questions. We've got a little bit of time.
Someone said, I'm 39, but I've been working from home, but union pays the bills. Oh, I've been working with union since 19, but union pays the bills at the end of the day. It's money's where you go. I get that.
I've had galvan poison twice in my life. It's made me feel bad 100 times in my life, if not more. But I have had sure enough galvan poison sick as a dog, couldn't move. I didn't want to do any of this without a legit mask. This is what you put on during the Holocaust, okay?
Someone said hello from Mexico City. You got people watching?
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello, Mexico. This is for like a nuclear fallout. But here's the thing. It's a full face. It gets all the way around my face. I have facial hair and that stuff is so bad, I just don't want it anywhere near me. So if you would like to get one of these with some cool looking safety glasses in them, I don't know where you can find that actually. I'm actually working on it. This was sent to me from a subscriber and
they want to know how much they are.
They're not cheap. I don't really know. I'm not selling them. I'm using a nuclear fallout mask for a galvanized mask because I hate that crap so much, and it's full faced. But we got a little work to do. We need some sunglasses this needs to be shaded and this needs to wear it, because this is going to get scratched up quick. So I'm still working on this project. We're going to be able to use this and replace this. Not so freaking expensive. You get a good face shield and it's so expensive to replace these glasses. You can polish them if you have a polishing wheel. You can polish this back, but it's always kind of hazy, and you need to see. You have to be able to see. If you cannot see what you're doing, you cannot weld it, cut it, or do anything with it. I know people that can do anything with their hands, but they say they can't weld, and I get them over here because I know better. I know these guys are sharp and they can do anything. They just can't see. That's it. Get them welding a line, and all of a sudden they're welding off the line. And I've actively been trying to conquer that. I've got 3 people that I'm going to help see to weld so they can go about their life and weld whatever they want to.
Ready for another
Yeah,
question?
any question?
So example says, Taylor, I just got out of school and got me a job TIG welding, getting paid around $32 an hour. I'm setting up a truck for pipeline. Already got a big blue and a dually. Should I start as a helper
Got a big
or
blue,
mainline?
big blue Miller 400 big blue or
Can you
something.
repeat that?
Yeah.
So Taylor, I just got out of school and got me a job for TIG welding. Pays around $32 an hour. I'm setting up a truck for pipeline. Already got a big blue and a dually. Should I start as a helper or a mainline?
The unpopular thing is to start off on mainline and not know anything. That's what I did. And it made a lot of people mad. If you could just try to get your wits about you and learn as much as possible, like kind of help somebody as much as you can to figure out what you need to have and do, instead of just showing up without a belt machine and just getting in the way, that would be better probably. I needed to make welder pay, and I wasn't willing to be a helper. And I probably wouldn't have been able to break out when I did if there wasn't so much work. That's probably the best I can answer that question. No, you don't have to be a helper. If you can weld, you can weld. The problem comes from not knowing how everything works, not knowing how the pipe lines up, not knowing what to do when something happens on the bottom, you blow out, and you're just going to hold up the whole line, and it's really going to piss a lot of people off. So just be honest with somebody and say, hey, I'm really close. I'm already welding. You're TIG welding. You've got a grip on what you need to do. You just need to, figure out what the next job brings. Make sense? Next question.
All right. So the next one is, do you have any way to get those stubby stingers?
Yes. Oh, man. I've got some major news for the stubby rod saver. I want to show you a stubby rod saver, actually. Take you in here. There's 2 that, look, guys, we're bringing the stubby rod saver back from 20 years of no production. Like, it was just a lost thing. And how I found it was crazy. Where are the stubby rod savers? Here they are. But there's a flaw. And the people I'm working with to get these built are not willing to work with some flawed junk. They're going to. There we go. So here's the stubby rod saver. This is the new improved version. It's got the knurled handle. The problem, there's been 9 people that bought these. They weren't supposed to. They went to stubbyrodsaver.com. They're not ready. They're not ready to purchase, okay? Yes, the website's up. All of that's in the working. But the problem with these that you can't even get now because we don't sell them is that set screw. There was not a set screw on the original stubby rod saver. I actually had to send my originals off so people could look at them and figure out how exactly they were built. Sorry, I got that light in your eyes. Oh, it's not much better. They were trying to figure out exactly how they were built So I sent them the ones I had, and now we're getting away from this. They did their best. I knew that was a flaw, but all the inner workings are the same. 400 amp stinger, super tidy. Man, it's just a long time coming. But I'm grateful that the people that are making them are not, they're not scammers, you know? They want a good product. To the 9 people that did buy these, you're going to get a brand new one. You're going to get a legit stubby rod saver that has been in business for 100 years. Let's see, it was 1923, a little over 100 years. 1923, Martin Wells has been making stuff, and man, I'm really pumped about it. It's coming. It's just taking forever. So yes, hang tight. Anything else?
Oh yeah, you got a lot. You ready?
Yeah, we need to start the heater.
Start
Go
the
ahead.
heater. Actually, Austin gave a really nice comment. He said, everyone I've talked to has told me to help Chris because he encourages people in the confidence and break out. And then Shane says, and being 49 years alive, I'm ready to quit structural and erection and go pipeline. Is it too late for me? So
Well, that's the thing, guys.
I'm 49 years alive. I'm ready to quit structural steel erection and go pipeline. Is it too late for me? This is Shane.
Shane,
So, and they said I'm not speaking up, so sorry.
you're not near the mic.
Yeah, well, just repeat my question.
Okay. You can just put a mic on. So everybody thinks I used to do pipeline for some reason. I did pipeline. Like I kind of been there and I did it for a little bit. It really wasn't my thing. Like welding one as fast as you can, going to the next one. It was okay. It was a good paycheck, and I wanted to do something different. So I got way more into the fabrication side. So, like, that's the majority of my experience is pipe fabrication, fitting, you know, that type of stuff. A welder that can't read a tape measure, you know, or can read a tape measure, just doesn't like it, or that just wants to weld, all they want to do is weld, 100% run at the pipeline. If you're into, you know, rolling fittings and figuring out offsets and challenges every day, that would be more of a fabricator. And that's mostly what I did, aside from the occasional pipeline. I got so sick of pipeline for a little bit, it was a curse word around here. I didn't care much for it. Anyway, go ahead.
I think that's about it. I think that's the last, they're just saying thanks. They like to do a
Well,
live
I don't think I answered his question. Hang on. He was, what do I think he should do? 49 years old.
He wants to quit structural steel.
He wants to quit.
erection,
Yes, quit
welding
structure, man.
pipe,
You don't have to
pipe.
quit. Just start welding pipe. I stayed in structure too long. Like it's obvious what you need to do. Get a piece of pipe. Get a piece of 4-inch pipe. It doesn't have to be big pipe. Smaller is better, actually. Get a piece of pipe. Get a bevel machine. Have somebody get a bevel machine. Bevel it with a grinder. If you know somebody with a bevel machine, he can bevel you 4 or 5 coupons and help you tack them together, like I did Austin the other day. And you can go home and practice on them. And really spend your time on each one. Like that's the difference between you making $60, $70 an hour compared to, you know, what you're making now. Like take it seriously and practice every day. Every day, go out there and make a small weld. Not all day Saturday and burn yourself out.
Is that what happened when we first got married, when you bought the pipe?
Yes.
We chased down a guy. Tell him about you chasing down a guy
Yeah, I had to do whatever I had to do.
in the parking lot.
And I chased down a bunch of welders. I'd see a welding truck and I'd follow them. Like, I'm gonna follow you, buddy. I got to know, I want to come work. And they pointed me in the right direction, you know. Still friends to this day. If you're willing, man, there's people that'll help you. If you're willing to get in the way and do whatever it takes. And I was willing to do that. I didn't know what a downhill pipe line weld looked like. I had to take my dirt bike to go see what one looked like. I didn't have family in it or nothing. That's the truth.
I remember we were married. Said love your gate hinge videos. Will there be more on gates?
What would you like to know on gates? Like, what? Sure, yeah. Every gate I build, I'll try to put on the channel. I just don't. Hey, I've got 83 people in here. Can I get a few more likes? I'm always curious because it's hard for me to remember to hit the like button. And I hate saying it because I'm seeing them go up now. Thanks. But sometimes I need to be reminded. I appreciate that. It helps me.
That's pretty
Gates.
much all the questions I think left.
All right. Gates. Gate hinges. Yeah. I've got a few more. I like the simple ones, like the 2 7/8 with the 2 3/8 inside of it. Man, it is the most. It's simple. It's easy. It lasts forever. You do need to put some grease zerks. Somebody told me the other day it's not a zerk. Well, I don't think I was saying zerk, but I don't have. If you're here for the Queen's English, I'm sorry about that too. I will be posting as many gate videos as I do. Any hinge I can think of, actually. The next video is probably going to be a jack. Actually, the container video, I built a dolly to move the container and it worked really good. And the jacks I put on there are going to be probably right up your alley.
Someone just said, so repeat the question, because they say they don't hear my voice, so repeat the question. Oh, I'll say it, okay. It said, could you do a video on fabrications and conversions? That's from Michael.
Conversions. Like, what?
Someone
elaborate.
said they want you to do a Q&A session.
Okay. This is what this is. And I'm going to try to start doing some more lives and something that's, that was a little bit of a train wreck, but.
Well, it was the first time.
Yeah. Yes, Q&A session. What conversions are you talking about? Math conversions.
Math conversions, okay.
Like, what are you trying to convert? Anything you want to convert, you can say, hey Siri, convert inches to millimeters. I don't know what kind of conversions you're talking about, but I
don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, fabricating, yes. What would you like to know about fabricating? Maybe how to fabricate like pipe stuff, or
So a couple questions. Container moving dolly, yes, we would like to know more about that. It said at my job we're constantly repointing containers. Yes. Will there be a Q&A schedule? They would like another one. Yes. Can you do another helpful video? So
yes, I plan on doing as many helpful videos as I can. This is a good time. It's a little bit slow. We've got some bigger jobs coming, so I'm trying to pump out as many videos as I can. But that's, you know, how do you feel about gas welding with propane? Some locals use it because it's cheaper. I've never done it. Steph K. If it's cheap and it works good, I'm in. I can't imagine gas welding with propane, though. Like actually making a good weld, like the old oxyacetylene welding, where you just melt a coat hanger and stick stuff together. I'm sure you could do it with filler metal. I'm probably going to do some of it on this channel because I'm really interested in how to do it properly.
Rick says propane has less heat.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, propane's not near as hot. It takes longer. If you're using it to cut with, it takes longer to get hot. But when you get your oxygen going, I imagine it does pretty good. I've done very little of that. You know, I've always, when I started this, it was to make money. And what I needed to make money was oxygen, acetylene, and a good set of torches and gauges, and a machine that ran with a Kubota diesel. You know, it was like, you know, let's go. I just got married and I didn't really have time to do anything else.
You got married.
Yeah, got real.
Yeah. So it said, I'd love more on how to fab pipe stuff.
Okay. I've actually started a book. It's in one of these pockets.
I think it's on the counter. Did you put it in your... Oh, you did.
Carry it everywhere I go. It's a simple book, but it's hard. I made it myself. And the idea is to put all of the takeoffs and everything you need in a certain portion, all of the different simple trick math equations I have on the back portion, and have it maybe a leather back on it or something, where you actually keep an. Because look, guys, your phone just isn't it. I mean, it's just so notes get lost. You can't draw on it, and your drawings are over here, and your notes are over here, and your blue book is over there, and it's. If you have a little something that's real skinny that fits in your front pocket, that you can drag to work, when you get home from work, you take it out of your pocket. You know, contacts. I've got a place in here for important stuff. If it goes in this book, it gets done. That's kind of what all of your math equations and stuff that you're going to need for pipe fitting. Simple. It's really simple. It helps to have a cheat sheet that you can pull out of your pocket.
Somebody just said from Moscow, hello. Somebody said, are you hiring for these big jobs?
Possibly.
Somebody said, do you still have the weight benches for sale?
I've got 6 left. I've got 6 gym rats left.
We do.
And I haven't been advertising them. There's not enough money in it to do it. And I just soon my friends and family get the ones that I got. Because everybody that bought one knows it. They saw me build it. They've worked out on it, and they actually want it because they've already looked at all the other ones. You get comments like, I can get that on Amazon for $500. That's a trip. It really is. I've got 6 left. If you're interested, you can email christaylorwelding@gmail.com.
Or call me, 318-564.
Or you can call Stacy, 318-564-5823.
Big Mustache just said, I stumbled on your channel a couple weeks ago, subscribed on the spot, been binge watching your videos, very informative and useful. Thanks, Chris. Someone said, Keith said, love your videos, keep them coming. Matthew says,
Thank
have
you.
you ever built a smudge pot for an outdoor heater that burns diesel? I built one, and it's awesome for outdoor heater. Could be a good video idea.
I've never built a smudge pot. That would be a really cool idea for an outside something. From what I understand, they have to be outside. It takes a ton of oil. That's another downside. I'm in. Yeah, I'd like to do it actually. I think I would like to do an injector system on it though, like a big diesel truck and fuel injector to mist the oil to really get it going.
Sean says, what is the best way to get your foot in the door when it comes to fabrication jobs?
Make noise. If you want a job, learn how to weld first. Like, can you weld? And can you put it down? Like when you show up, like stuff's fixing to get done, you know, that kind of stuff. You can probably find a job. If you're just getting started, you're gonna have to work like crazy. You're gonna have to work longer and harder than everybody. And then they're gonna get more done than you. It's gonna make you mad and upset. But that's just what it takes. It was hard. It was hard to get in. It's the major leagues, you know. It's not. When we go to work, for the people that think I'm the best welder, I have worked toe to toe with the best welders, and there's a bunch of them, and they work hard and they lay down some work. So doing what I did maybe not be for everybody, and I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying maybe I don't know why. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say other than
You just got to get out there and hustle.
And don't quit. Like, be willing to fail the test. That's a learning experience, and you can take it to your next job. I see that a lot. I've helped a lot of people learn how to weld. And the biggest thing is they go and bust one test, and that's it. It's like, what do you mean? Everybody busts their first test, maybe your second one. Just whistle to the next one. You know, don't let it get you down.
Charlotte's Corner says, you are very popular in Central Russia with a welding community. In Russia.
Popular in Russia?
That's very interesting.
That's cool.
Yep. Anyway.
You know, I'd like to know a little about Russia, actually.
Someone just said, want to say many thanks. for
Putin
helpful
seems like a
tips,
great
lots
leader.
Of good welders, but not all are willing to teach. Shane said he wants to come work with you.
That'd be cool, Shane. No, not all welders are willing to teach. There's a lot of people that aren't willing to help anybody. You know, they're out for them and themselves. And some people just don't have what it takes to get on camera and not care what other people think, But yeah, thank you for that. It's a pleasure. It's a good time. Like, it's almost selfish to be able to help somebody else make a leap. I'm talking, going out as a professional welder to do jobs that really pay, and it's not something that's out of your reach. You just got to know how to weld. You just got to practice every day. And there's a lot of people that want to be a welder, but they don't practice every day. I'd say it again, but I don't think I need to. Do something every day, welding wise. People don't do that, but they want to be welders. They want to go do it.
Ready for the next question?
Yeah.
I've been fabricating in my garage and everything gets filthy. Any tips on stopping everything from getting covered in soot?
Soot.
We struggle with that.
Probably grinding dust. Yeah, I do have some tips. I like to keep my shop clean. This is not really a welding shop. There's a lot of machines and lathes and mills, and I don't like grinding dust and stuff on them. It gets on them, but what you can do is do all of your grinding, Metabo, heavy cutting torch stuff outside. Have a place outside, even if it's cold, just throw on a jacket, go out there and do the majority of it, and then run inside and do your measuring and time-consuming stuff. If it's a real big project and you got to be outside and your garage just is small and you can't do anything in there, I don't know.
Use a blower. That helps.
When you use a blower, it blows it on everything. It blows the floor clean, and then it kind of just puts a big cloud in the air and it falls down.
True.
So sweep constantly, because a lot of times you track it, you walk it around. So just try to, if you make a little mess, clean up the little mess real quick.
Well, coming to full age Christ, Asian Christ, he's commented numerous times. He said electricians usually take the exam 3 to 4 times before they pass. So when you fail, don't give up, basically. You need to focus and improve. So that's true what you were saying when you fail a welding exam. It said, have you ever done traveling welding, and would you need your own rig to be successful? And where can I send my resume to you? That's Shane.
Shane.
He's in Texas, he just said.
Texas. What part of Texas, Shane? What can you weld? Okay. You want a job? What can you do?
Well,
there's the interview right here. What can you do? No, put it in the comments. What can Shane do? That's legit. I mean, that's how, when you go to be a welder, that's the question. Like, okay, can you run a 7018 overhead? And
he said, I'm 6G certified.
6G certified. Like on plate or pipe? I guess that's pipe.
I don't know.
I think 6G is only pipe. I don't know. I thought 6G was angle. It's on a 45. I don't know of a 6G 25-year structural steel iron order. Got you. Okay. Right. Yes. Yeah. What part of Texas? If you can pass a test on 7018, like weld it in places that you have to weld it and it looks beautiful and it'll pass everything, then yeah, and you're a hard worker and you don't talk all the time and all that other stuff, for sure. We work. We make money and we work. So, yeah, email christaylorwelding@gmail.com. Don't expect a reply anytime soon. There's like 23,000 emails over there. But I will get to it, okay? And it's depending on the job, too. We're waiting. It should be good, and it'll be 7018 full bore every day, all day, 7018 structural. All right, guys, thank you for joining me with my live stream. It was fun. I hope you learned something. We did a little more talking than work. But the next time I get into something that I think will be good, I'll let you know. Have an awesome, awesome day. Enjoy your weekend. Later.